Hi everybody, this is Vicky from singlemotherahoy.com and you're listening to my podcast. Thank you for listening. First things first, a little bit of housekeeping. For those who've not been reading my blog this week, I am actually in the process of splitting it out. So although Single Mother Ahoy will remain as it is, a parenting and lifestyle blog, all of my posts, and including the podcast, things about work and social media and productivity and all blogging tips and things like that, they will be found from next week on vickycharles.com. I've not decided yet what I'm going to do with the posts that are already on singlemotherahoy.com, but certainly from now on, anything that I do post will be there. For people who listen to the podcast through Spreaker or Stitcher or anything like that, it shouldn't make any difference at all to you because it's still the audio will still be saved on or hosted on Spreaker. But it will mean that the show notes are in a different place should you want to look at them. And I will endeavour to make them fairly easy to find once I've set it all up. So let's get on with the show. This week I'm continuing with the Facebook theme that I've been running for the last few weeks. I just thought I'd go into a few little details. One thing last week you might have noticed, I think last Wednesday, Facebook launched Facebook Mentions, which in reality means nothing to you or to me unless you like to follow celebrities on Facebook. What it basically is live streaming. So the concept of Periscope and Meerkat brought over to Facebook. But at the moment, it is only public figures with a verified page who can use it. So really only celebrities that can use it. And they have been using it. And obviously because Facebook want everyone to be really wowed by it, they're promoting a lot of these things. So you'll see them all in your newsfeed and everything. For me, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not particularly interested in seeing celebrities fumbling over their words on Facebook. It's not terribly interesting. I think it will be interesting if and when they roll it out to a wider audience, to maybe other people who have pages. I don't know if they'll roll it out to personal accounts, but it's certainly looking like they're going to roll it out to more people once they've got a bit of a buzz about it with the celebrities. So that's something to look out for. Another thing that will affect more of us who have a profile page rather than a personal account is that they've launched something whereby you can send a personal message to people. So if you run an ad on Facebook, and somebody comments on that ad, you can send them a personal message. Before, and still now, if you're not running an ad, if you comment on my post on my Facebook page, I can't send you a message about it. I have to leave a comment. So if you want to speak to somebody personally, you have to ask them to send you a message, and then you can respond to it, but you can't initiate that contact yourself. So Facebook have changed that in only if you're advertising. Then you can, and somebody comments, you can send them a personal message. They're thinking that's going to be massive in India for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but it's basically they're doing it to encourage people to advertise, to say, look, you can have this personal relationship with people who comment on your posts. And I think it's quite interesting. It's interesting to see what they're going to come up with next. I mean, that's two relatively big things they've come up with in 1 week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do next. So this week, my main topic is 5 things you can do to improve your Facebook page today. So just little simple tweaks that you can make to your page to make it look a bit nicer, to make it run a bit nicer. So the first point is really obvious. It's your profile picture. A lot of people kind of tend to have a picture of their face or something, and that's absolutely fine. On personal accounts, gosh, the things I've seen on people's profile pictures are ridiculous. And when it's your business or your blog, though, you're kind of trying to market that as a brand, really, as such. So you kind of want to make sure that your profile picture, which is the thing that people will see if you comment on anything as your page, as well as kind of on your actual page. So it needs to be something recognisable, something relevant, something clear. Hopefully the same as you're using on other social media. So for me, I have a picture that I hope is recognisable. I certainly recognise it if I see it anywhere. It's a very clear picture of myself and my daughter, and she's wearing a fluffy lion suit, which is kind of a yellowy colour, so it's easy to spot. That's the same photo that I use on Twitter. I think I use it on Instagram, but I changed something on there recently and it went a bit funny. but I use it everywhere. My gravatar is that, so when I comment on other blogs, it shows up there. I went on television a while back, and when they asked me to provide a picture of myself and my daughter, I chose one of those so that it would be it did work. People recognised me through that and went, "Oh, I saw you on the telly." It's really handy to make sure that you are instantly recognisable. If you have a logo, that's perfect. So companies will use their logo as their profile picture a lot of the time because it just makes it really easy to recognise who it is. That's what you've got to think about, is that if I get 50 comments on a post, you want me to be able to see you instantly. That's that guy. I know that guy. I'm really clear. The second point kind of follows on from that, and it's about your cover photo. Unlike your profile picture, your cover photo really just sits at the top of your page. It doesn't follow you around Facebook when you comment on other people's pages and things, unless they hover over you, which, is not a big deal, but really it sits at the top of your page. But you want it to look really nice and engaging, again, relevant and clear, recognisable. Use Canva. I think Canva's fantastic because it gives you a Facebook cover photo template, which includes the little box where your profile picture will be, so that you know where not to include text or pictures because they'll be covered by the profile picture. Things you can include on that, so you can put some text on there with your web address, or if you've got any sort of offers or promotions going on, if there's something you're doing, if you want people to vote for you in something, it's worth kind of putting something on there. But also, and this is the most important thing that I think a lot of us don't really bother with, profile pictures and cover photos, make the photo description a link to your website, or a link to this, or a call to action for something. We don't tend to use that space in our cover photos and things, but it's something I quite often accidentally click on my cover photo when I'm trying to do something else. People quite often will click on your profile picture without necessarily meaning to, and you don't want that time to be wasted. You want that to be, oh, hey, come and look at my blog while you're here. Give them a link or something, even if it's just like a little joke or something funny, give them something when they click on that. It's really useful, and it can help to drive traffic to your website. The third thing is to integrate the two, the profile picture and the cover photo. What do I mean by that? It's to kind of so that when they sit together, they look like pieces of a puzzle. So your profile picture and your cover photo kind of would have a recurring theme or something running between the two. For example, the person in the profile picture might be kind of looking upwards, and a person in the cover photo would be looking down at them almost. Or one that I saw was somebody was using a hose pipe to spray water in the profile picture, and then the cover picture was water splashing across, and it looks like they fit together really well. It might take a bit of ironing out to try and sort out and get it exactly perfect, but if you can do it, it looks really effective and it looks really clever. And it's it makes your page look really nice if you can do it. The fourth thing is the call to action button. Now you can, with it, when they brought this in, I thought, gosh, what have they done that for? I can't use that for anything. That's for businesses and things. But I have a business, and my blog is my business as well. So I actually do use it now. My call to action button now is to get people to sign up to my newsletter. And I have found that actually a few people have done it. I've only had it for a little while, but it has actually, proved quite useful. It's also will give you stats. On the right hand side of your page where it will tell you your post reach and all of that business, it will tell you how many people have clicked on your call to action button and how many of those people have actually done what you wanted them to do, whether you wanted them to visit a website, to buy something, to sign up for something. So it's worth doing because it will give you that feedback of, whether it's working or, whether people want this new thing, this new product that you've brought out, or, things like that. It's useful because it provides you that free kind of statistics on how many people are clicking on it and what they're doing once they have. So it's worth looking at all the different options that you can use for that button and choose one, even if it is just to get people to go over to your website, because it's worth doing because, a couple of people might do it and those people might not otherwise have gone to your website. You never know. My final point is by far my favourite. I absolutely love this one, mainly because I'm super proud of myself for managing to do it. You can add a custom tab to your Facebook page and have it do basically whatever you want. You can use an app called Woobox, Woobox. I used Woobox on my page recently to add a tab so that people can listen to my podcast. And when they click on that tab, go and click on it now. I love it. Go to facebook.com/singlemother and have a look at my tab there. And when you click on podcast, listen to my podcast, the Spreaker box will come up and you can listen to my latest episode. The way I did that was very simple. You use the Woobox app and you basically just add the HTML code in and it does it for you. It's really, really simple. I'm fairly sure that it will give you statistics on how many people have actually done what you asked them to do with that tab. Whether it was, go somewhere, do this, fill in this form, what have you. It's just a really useful thing to have. If you have a podcast, stick it on there. If you have something else you want to promote, just go and have a fiddle around with Woobox and see if you can get it to do what you want it to do. I'm fairly sure if you can't do it with Woobox, you can do it with something else. But while you've got people on your Facebook page there, really make the most of having their attention and see if you can get them to listen to your podcast, to go to your website, to buy your product, to have a look at this, to watch your video of you saying this, that and the other. Really use it as much as you can because it is a free resource. And if somebody's on your page, you want them to be doing as much as possible while they're there. So those are my 5 top tips for things you can do to improve your Facebook page. I'd love to know, if anybody tries any of these, I'd love to know how you got on with it, especially if you use the Woobox app for anything other than a podcast, because I really love it, to be honest. I'd love to know as well if you've managed to integrate your profile picture and your cover photo, because I've seen a few of those that are really brilliantly done, and I'd love to see what you've come up with for it as well. So that's everything from me for this week. Thank you very much for listening. I'll be back next week on vickycharles.com. But as I said, if you're listening through Spreaker or Podcast Addict or Stitcher, I'll still be in the same place, so you'll still be able to find me. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.